How are you? It's Leah with the Mortgage Center, and I wanted to talk about previous grow operations and previous meth labs and anything that's been a previous drug lab of anything, because there's special hoops that you're going to have to jump through that you need to be aware of as a realtor or as a client, where if you're going to make an offer on this place, you're subject to financing or whatever your subjects are going to have to be substantially longer than the average. So let me tell you about the hoops you will have to jump through, different lender preferences and so forth. Now, as you've heard in pretty much every one of my other video blogs, each lender has their own little niche. Not all of them try to go after everybody, and it's not a good marketing strategy, as we all know in Marketing 101. So, that being said, not all banks really care to put their money into previous drug labs. Or previous homes that were drug labs. Example of that is Scotia. Doesn't matter if you put 90% down payment down, they will not touch a grow up. They don't want it on their portfolio. Others, like First Line, they will fund them, but they're going to require the maximum amount of testing to be done, meaning invasive things like cutting out pieces of drywall, cutting out pieces of carpet, and getting all of that stuff tested for mold, fungus, everything else that they're looking for. So with that being said, when you come to me, I'm going to already somewhat know which lenders will look more favorably upon grow-ups. Are they going to be the lenders with the best rates at that time? No, most likely not. They'll be competitive rates. They'll be good rates, but they're not going to be my best rate. Okay, so that's one thing you need to be aware of. When you're looking to buy a previous grow-up, you're not going to get the best deal because it's very niche. Not everyone's going to want to do it, and anyone who is willing to do it is not necessarily going to do it fast. So things to keep in mind. But if we at least get you in the door and we get you the mortgage financing, then we can always renew or refi you the following year, give you a 1-year fixed and just redo the mortgage all over again, and then we can choose from the whole lot of 40 lenders if you want. But that's a side note. Anyway, if you're going to buy a home, some things you need to do. 1, be conscious of subject removal. You will not be able to do a 3 or 5 day subject removal. I need minimum 7 business days, if not twice as much. Okay, 2 full weeks would be ideal for subject removal. Don't worry about it ruining your competitive edge in your offer on the home. Anyone who's looking to buy a home of that nature is going to have these same hoops that they got to jump through with their mortgage financing. So if they come in with a lower subject removal date, you can bet donuts to dollars that it's not going to be met subject removal wise anyway. So that being said, you need extra time. Why? What has to happen? Well, you're going to have to ask those people, has any testing been previously done on this property? That could save us a lot of time. The 2 types of testing that we're looking for is the city approval. First and foremost, doesn't matter what lender you go to, they're going to need to know that if this was a bust and they found out there was a grow up, the city is going to do a walkthrough and do their own little testing or whatever it is that they do, and then they're going to sign off that yes, it is safe for people to live here. If you do not have that from the city, you will not get financing. It would be ridiculous for them to do otherwise. Okay? The second piece of finance or of testing is phase 1 and phase 1 and or 2. What this is remember that whole carpet drywall, cutting it out, testing it? That's phase 2. That is like the maximum crazy amount of testing. Some lenders require that. It can cost upwards of like $5,000. We don't want to go that route if we can avoid it. The route that we'll end up going is for phase 1 testing, and this is where they're simply doing an air quality test. You cannot get just anybody to do this. It has to be a lender approved tester, and there's really just 2 of them out there. So make sure you ask me first who to go to before you make your appointment and spend your thousands of dollars. But phase 1 testing will cost you between $1 and $2 grand, depending on which one you go to, how much of a rush job it is, and so forth. Again, reason to give yourself longer subject removal time because you don't want to have to pay extra for a rush job. And what they're going to do is you're going to test the air quality inside the home, air quality outside the home. If there was any suspicious activity in the garages or sheds, they're going to test that air quality as well. And the outdoor air quality test is going to be the control subject. So whatever that is, if anything inside is higher or lower mold content or whatever it is they're looking for, that'll be a red flag and it'll fail the test. If on the other hand it's fine, which it usually is, then great, we get that signed off on, give it to the lender, and you get your approval. and you get to remove subjects. So it's simple in process. You just simply need testing and approval from the city, but it can take some time and it will take some money most definitely. So I need you to be aware of that. If you're looking to start investing into previous grow-ops, I really think it's a pretty good opportunity, especially if it's going to be one that you're going to be renting out or living in yourself. They're great opportunities. So give me a call if you have any questions about this. Leah Koss with the Mortgage Center. My contact info is somewhere on this page. I'd love to help you out with them. They're really interesting, and I think you can find some pretty good deals out there. So good luck. Hopefully you get approved, and I guess I'll be talking to you soon.